Hey everyone, it's Johnny, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back to my channel, and today we have a fragrance feedback. That's just fragrance feedback in silly language. A lot of stuff to go through, so I'm gonna dump this out and we're gonna get started because there's a lot. Ew, there's some leaky ones too. Got through a bunch of wax. It's been a while, but you know, making up for lost time, right? So without further ado, let's just grab in and see where we go with it. I'll try to kind of pick what's in front of me instead of trying to categorize it. So we have Egyptian Cotton from Sensationals. This is a beautiful scent. It's cozy. There's a floral note to this that I don't think I remember initially. But it is a cozy sort of light floral and white musk. It says it right in the label and I just don't know how to read. You do get a little bit of musk. You do get that light sort of soft white floral scent. But this is a cozy scent. This is like a nice, cozy home sort of scent. It lasts all day long. It's a great performer. I have a few extra ones of these because I like the scent so much. And unlike Scentsy, you can't really, you know, do a club or subscription for them. So I really enjoyed this one. If you have smelled this before or get a chance to, it's a great one to pick up. If you're not just, you know, only Scentsy or only whatever brand of wax that you prefer. So really good scent right there. Moving right along, I got through a bar of Bamboo and Birch from Darcy & David. This is the Hobby Lobby brand. This is Citrus, Bamboo, and Violet. There is that dewy bamboo sort of note to it, but then you get a little bit of that powdery or soapiness from the violet, and then like a little bit of, I don't really think there's really a whole lot of birch in there. It's so light. I almost feel like it's like the bamboo, violet, and a hint of citrus in there, and no actual wood tones. It's just okay. Like it's kind of forgettable. It wasn't particularly a strong performer. I would have liked it to be more woody, and it wasn't. But it is a not bad scent. Just nothing to write home about. Next, we got Sensationals Juicy. This is a fruity scent, if you couldn't gather. This reminds me of a more red berry version of Blueberry Rush from Scentsy. Scensy's Blueberry Rush is more of like the tart berries and is very blueberry heavy and like darker berries. This one is like the red version of that, if I had to kind of name it. And it's a little bit more, as the name suggests, juicy, aquatic than the Scentsy one. Which is just more straight up fruity and tartness. This is a nice scent. Is it something that I need to have mountains of? No, but I really enjoyed warming it. I'm not a huge fruity category person. I tend to be more fresh and woodsy, but this is a nice scent and I enjoyed it. So there is that. Let's see. Also from Better Homes and Gardens, Wild Lavender Linen. This is one of my go-to like cozy, semi-laundry or relaxing scents. If I need something like more bedroomy and fresh, or just I'm cleaning or something and I don't want something like Clothesline or Clean Breeze where it's like Febreze.com or Ozium, you know, rehashed. This is a beautiful scent. It is a bit on the linen side of things, but you do get a good amount of lavender without it being overwhelming. It kind of reminds me, this is like the linen version of Scentsy's Lavender Cotton. So if you're missing that from our catalog currently, if you can find this at like your local Walmart, this is a really similar sort of fragrance. Just clean and sort of refreshing in that sense. Great performer too. Then we got Sensationals Moon Magic, which is raspberry and peach florals. This is a floral scent. I didn't mind the scent. You do pick up on the raspberry. The peach florals is definitely more on the floral note rather than just straight up peach. I didn't mind the scent. It didn't leave enough of a lasting impression for me to be like, oh my God, I need to pick up a ton more of this, but I didn't mind it. And I realized that, you know, sometimes we have our like ride or die scents and we're just like, we can't get enough of. And then we have the ones that we just loathe to smell, and I will not name some of them, but there's a few even in our current catalog where I'm like, why do you still exist? Fairy Tale Pumpkin. But this is one where it's just like, I could take it or leave it. It doesn't like make me upset to have it, but it also doesn't bring me like joy, as Marie Kondo would say. So doesn't necessarily spark joy, so good, but I won't get any more of that. Another one I have, though, that I have a bunch of is Caribbean Sea Breeze. This is that fresh, sea salty, slightly hint of mahalo coconut, like pineapple in the background of this. This is a very mahalo coconut adjacent scent, but with a like by the sea sort of mix, if we're talking in terms of Scentsy scents. It's beautiful. I know it says limited edition. I'm pretty sure it's not. There's also in their premium line of wax, which is like, it's called like Pineapple and Sea Breeze or something. I don't remember what it's called. But there's like a more premium version dupe of this as well from the same company. It's a beautiful scent. It's really nice. It's really fresh. It's not offensive. You do get a hint of that undertone of pineapple, but it's not like overtly pineapple. Like it's just, it adds that fresh and cleanness. It also is kind of, if we're talking in Scentsy, it's similar or along the lines of like the Stitch scent 626 or whatever, his one. It's all along that same vein. So if you're kind of craving that sort of vibe, this is a good one to pick up. Moving along, we have from Fusion Wax, this is also through Sensationals, Venice Gondolas. This one, it was okay. There's a floral note to this. There's a musty note, not musk, but musty note to this. And there's like an undertone of wood, which I assume is like the gondola, or I'm just envisioning that because the picture has a gondola in it. It smells a little dated, if that makes sense. I don't mean like the wax is old, but like think of someone, like if you went into a mature person's home, it has that little sort of air of musty accrual of the time. It kind of has that vibe to it, which doesn't do a whole lot for me. It's just kind of forgettable. I think that this works best in the bathroom personally, or like a laundry room, but you can warm it anywhere, clearly, as long as you have a warmer, or a will to warm it. Moving on though, Cuddle Up from Sensationals. I love this scent. I have such a stockpile of it. This is just a beautiful, cozy scent. There's a little bit of a peppery note to this. It's tonka and oud on there. You do get the woody undertones. This is another cozy scent. So think along the lines of things like fresh blankets and laundry and that cozy, fuzzy blanket sort of vibe, mixed with a woody undertone and a hint of like spice. Like, and I don't mean like cinnamon spice, because Lord knows I am not a cinnamon person. But it's like that slightly like white pepper sort of note or undertone to it with a couple other things. And it's beautiful. It's great. It's a great performer. It lasts forever and ever and ever. That's why I also have a little stockpile of it. Because sometimes when I'm just like, I don't know what I want to warm, it's just a safe go-to, kind of like Caribbean Sea Breeze. Next, we have Apricot Blossom and Bergamot. Also, I'm trying to pull all the ones that are like non-Scentsy first. This is beautiful. I really love this scent. You do get the Apricot Blossom. There's a fruity note to this. You do get the bergamot in here. There's kind of like, they have a bunch of scent notes on here. Bergamot, currant, green. Green is just a scent note, like just the color green. Apricot blossom, fruit, amber, wood, and musk scent notes. So I get apricot blossom. I do feel the bergamot in here. I don't really get a whole lot of currant. It's just probably an enhancing tone. There is a sort of fruity sweetness that could be like that fruit amber combination happening, but it's not a cloying amber scent. Wood and musk. I do get a woody, musky undertone, so to round out the scent, but it's not specifically a woody fragrance. So just keep that in mind. I think this is a beautiful, like floral, citrusy with hint of fruit sort of scent. Well balanced, very nice performance as well. Okay. Next we have, let's see, I got through Lilac Blossoms from Yankee Candle. I like this scent. I don't know if I'm just like phasing out of having like strong pungent lilac scents, or just straight up lilac scents. Ooh, that made me sneeze. Sneeze on the truth, huh? Third time's a charm. Okay, so I like this scent. It is very much a lilac scent. I like this in their oil delivery cartridge things when they have that, more than I like it in their wax form. For whatever reason, there's just like a weird undertone note that I just can't quite shake. And it's not in all of the Yankee Candle scents that have like the undertone in the wax form, but the older ones especially seem to have some sort of like underlying, I don't want to call it a burnt note, but like a weird note underneath there that just kind of like drives me bonkers. And it's not a warmer issue. It's just something about the scents themselves or how they were made. So, good scent though. It does smell like lilacs, but it's very strong. And it, I mean, I guess if you want a strong performer, it's a good one to pick. Next we have Soothe. This is from Hobby Lobby as well. This is their Amyris and Eucalyptus scent. And this is like basically Just Breathe from Scentsy. It's very similar. It has a similar scent profile to it. Little less herbal medicinal and a little more muted on that front and just more of like that fresh tone. But nonetheless, it's very similar, and that's all I'm going to say about it. Like, we don't have to waste time. Then I had a old scent from Mesa Candle Company, and it's a soy wax blend, double scented, called Cowboy Up. There's a story about it. Maybe one day you'll find out in the future. But this is just a nice, like, what you expect a cowboy. Leather, suede, a little bit of that, like, it's not quite weathered leather land of, like, heaviness. But this is definitely, like, that Western cowboy vibe, you know, dream, fantasy, whatever you want to call it. The big thing that I have to say is I really liked this scent, but it didn't perform well for me. Like, it didn't carry as well as I would have expected. And it was not the warmer thing. I put them in strong warmers, like 40 watts. I just wanted this to be like, punch me in the face. And I didn't get that. Like, it was a soft scent, and it was a great scent, and I loved it. But it just didn't perform as well. And I've tried some other ones from them that have been like stink bombs. So I don't know what it was, or maybe I just waited too long to warm this. Sometimes that can happen with like the soy blends. They tend to do that or whatever, but yeah, beautiful scent, but just it didn't really have the strength that I wanted to have. And I like basically warmed the whole bar at once, and I was expecting a bit more than it offered. You know, usually like when you warm a whole bar of insert fragrance here, you get a pretty solid idea of how it's going to perform throughout the day. And this one was just so sad, too bad, but that's okay. Next we I have a couple of these. So from Party Light, I still have some of these wax melts. I am kind of over Party Light in terms of wax melts. I think some of their scents seem really cool and interesting, but in practicum, it's just so very hit or miss. So I did Santorini Sea Blossom. I actually didn't mind this one. This was quite nice. It's like a dewy green, like aquatic sort of scent, kind of fresh more than like floral. Pretty, very forgettable. I didn't find it particularly stand out or unique. But it lasted through the day. Another one I did was Apricot Amour, love, whatever. I was looking forward to this because I like apricot. This is like a very musty, musky, both of them, apricot scent. It's like, not to sound ridiculous, but old lady perfume, or old lady house, or old man house, or old house, mixed with apricot and like a lot of must and a lot of musk. And it was just forbidden fruits, more like forbidden fragrance, like forbid my nose from smelling that again. It was just too heavy and too blah, honestly. So, you know, the thought was there, the execution was not. Sensational's Girlfriend Night. This is a beautiful, bubbly berry bliss scent. This is the scent, like, if you want something like pomegranate Prosecco from Scentsy, but you don't like the pungency of the rosé berry, and you don't like that it's just kind of like a flat Prosecco as opposed to like a sparkling Prosecco, this one is a good alternative. This is a sweeter, bubbly berry scent. It's not super, like, again, you're not going to get the sparkling effervescence in this one either, but I think this is more of what I would have hoped pomegranate Prosecco would have been. and that just ended up being way too like tart and pungent for me. Beautiful scent on the sweeter side. Same sort of vein though. All right, next we have, let's do some, oh, there's one. Vanilla Bean and Amber from Target. This is a threshold wax. This is a beautiful scent. These, I have to say, I don't know if it's Hannah's Candles that does the wax for threshold or who does, but these perform really well across the board. Some of them are a little bit iffy on the scent profiles, but for the most part, I have been thoroughly impressed with the quality of the Target wax. Even so much as to say that in terms of overall performance across their line, I almost feel like Threshold's performance tends to be more consistent than some of the Walmart wax brands, which are tried and true, and they do have great things, but they're like hit or miss here and there. Threshold really just does well. I don't know what it is. I haven't gotten the recent ones. I haven't been, as you've probably seen on my channel, I haven't really been going and getting a bunch of those hauls lately. Things happen, life happens, it's fine. But the ones, this is I think one of the last ones I have from Threshold to go through, and they're consistent. I have to give them that, and they perform through the day. This one is one that I would buy again and have a couple on hand. It's a nice, cozy, woodsy, vanilla bean, ambery scent. Just a nice, feel good, cozy scent. And it's not offensive. Like, I think anyone except someone who like really hates vanilla would probably enjoy this scent. So, okay, let's do some Goose Creek, shall we? Perfect Day. This is not a perfect day for me. There's a weird, like, citrusy, lemony note. It kind of feels like fresh air meets lemon cleaner. And it kind of gives me a vibe. There's another scent from like Better Homes and Gardens or Sensationals that gave me a similar vibe that was not called Perfect Day. It smells like you're cleaning the house on a fresh, open, breezy day, and I'm not for it. Like, it wasn't a vibe for me. And it was kind of light too. I was a little bit like, not a vibe. Soft Linen Breeze from Goose Creek. This one is what you'd expect it to be. It's basically a linen laundry scent. If you liked Windowsill Breeze from Scentsy, this is very similar to that. A little bit more on the linen side than necessarily the outdoorsy side or the ocean air side, but it is very similar scent. And it performs well, as many laundry scents do. Next, we have Honey and Wildflower. This one, you do get a lot of honey. You do get a little bit of the floral in the background. It's a sweet floral, and it's okay, but I don't really love it as much as I'd hoped I would, and it was kind of light. Like, I did get a burst of honey, which is like a little like, it's a little too sweet. I would have liked more wildflower in this blend, but it's a nice honey-based scent, so I'll say that much. Vanilla and Rose Petals. This is another one where it smells all right. Like, I can tolerate this one. I'm not a huge rose fan. You don't get a heavy amount of rose in this. It's more like a nice, well-balanced vanilla scent with rose. But it's there nonetheless, and again, it's not particularly for me. So I didn't mind it, but I wouldn't go and order it again. Next is Pina Colada. This is what you expect. Smells like a pina colada. It's very similar, but not the same as Scentsy's Pina Colada Cha-Cha. So I think Scentsy's one is a little bit lighter and fruitier and warm toned. This one is a little bit more cool toned in terms of pina coladas, and a little bit more like heavy smelling. So it's a little more, I guess not earthen is not really the word I'm going for, but I between the two of them, I like Scentsy's better. I like it feels more authentic in terms of what I expect from a pina colada. This one seems just a little too muted, relatively speaking. Next, we have Island Bliss. This is a beautiful, fresh, aquatic, sea breezy sort of scent. Little undertones of wood, very nice. Just, it's a nice scent. It's just kind of forgettable. Like it didn't stand out to me. It was a very nice scent. I liked it. I would warm it again. I'd probably buy another bar if it was available. But again, it wasn't like, oh my god, this is the most revolutionary, like mind-boggling island scent that I've ever smelled. And that's okay. Sometimes that's the thing. Like, you get a lot of ones, like, I've warmed a lot of bars where I'm like, I like this, but I'm not going to go buy any more of it. Tiki Party. This is a fruity, sort of another islandy scent. You get kind of like that, more of the fruity vibes, like the island evening. There's like a hint of sunset if you might feel that sort of like ending golden warmth. I feel like I smell more of the clamshell than I do the actual bar anymore in this. Anyways, it was a nice scent. It's kind of like that tropical, islandy scent. Kind of forgettable again. Like, that's just the thing. Some of these are nice, but kind of forgettable. Lilac Garden. This is another straight up lilac scent. Kind of like Yankee Candle's lilacs, whatever it's called. Basically the same thing. Straight up lilacs. I kind of like this one a little bit better than the Yankee Candle one. Because it doesn't have that weird aftertone to it. But that's what it is. It's more garden. I think there's a green note in this that kind of balances a little bit better than the Yankee Candle one. And that kind of helps. So next we have Vanilla Sands. This is a kind of bakery adjacent scent. Vanilla Sands, I was expecting this to be a little bit more cozy, earthy, fresh sort of vibe, maybe even wood tone borderline, and this definitely is more on the sweet vanilla side. It almost feels like a bakery scent more than it does a sand scent or a beach scent. It is pretty. I did enjoy it, but it was not what I was expecting, and while I liked it, I don't know that I'd go out of my way to find it again. Next, we have Sugar Cookie Dough from Goose Creek. And this is like a more sweet and more in-your-face version of like Scentsy's Sugar Cookie. I think Scentsy Sugar Cookie is more balanced and less sweet. It's more like the dough and the butter and the sugar mixed in is not so cloying. This is a little bit more like vanilla sugar cookie dough, if you will. So you get that vanilla undertone more. And it has a little bit more of that bakery essence that kind of leans towards the cloying side of bakery. So still a beautiful scent. I won't be getting more of this, but it is definitely a great, I think I have another bar of it somewhere. But it's a great scent, just not quite what I need. Sandcastles. This one I love. This one does remind me of the beach. It has that sort of, it's not really like sand. I don't know how you can make sand smell, but it's that sandy adjacent musky sort of undertone with a hint of coziness under there, similar to like what you might get from like the undertones of a flannel scent. But then you have like the air upper note to this that kind of lightens it and makes you feel like beach rather than Paul Bunyan. I like this scent and it performed really well. You warmed it in my bedroom and bathroom, and that was just like, it was great. It was very relaxing, very almost spa-like. I would definitely recommend this one, and it performed quite well. All right. Then we have Wildflower Ginger Tea from Goose Creek. See, I was on a Goose Creek kick this time. This is a great scent. You definitely get that sort of like tea note to this. You do get the ginger. This is adjacent to scents like Cactus and White Tea from Scentsy. It's that fresh, slightly soapy note. You do get that wildflower in here. I liked this scent. I wanted to like it more than I did. I liked the ginger note. I liked the fact that there was more of a floral tone to this. But it just didn't, the execution for me didn't quite get there. It was almost, by the end of it, it was a little too sweet for me for a tea scent. Like, I wanted it to be a little bit more balanced in the center, like not salty, but not quite as sweet as it was kind of going. And I was hoping that this would be balanced a little bit better. And it kind of did the same thing for me like Honey Wildflower did or whatever, where it was just a little too much on the sweet side. So I don't know. I would guess it's whatever their wildflower oil is or combination oil that probably is doing it, because that's the linking similarity between those two scents, but great performer, just not as enthused as I would have preferred. Then I got Snuggle With Me. This is another just cozy scent. And that's what it is. Like, there's nothing super, you know, unique right home about it. It's another, like, woodsy, cozy, blankety sort of scent. Kind of forgettable. I have a little bone to pick with Goose Creek on that because they have a lot of, or at least when I got these, they had a lot of ones where it was, like, Snuggle Up and Cozy Kitten and this and that and the other. And they were all, like, cozy scents, but they were all so very similar with just different names. Some of them even had the same colored wax. And I was kind of like, are we just like recycling the same scent with a different package at this point and like throwing in one other drop of oil? So that is one thing to be aware of. If you look at a lot of their cozy scents, they do seem to all be almost a little too similar for my taste. Like, I'm not always a fanatic of Scentsy scents, don't get me wrong, but they tend to have a decent spread of fragrances, and I feel like a company where like Goose Creek, where you have that opportunity, could be a little bit more diverse with some of the cozy variants, like, or they're even like other ones, like some of their floral variants seem very safe, where they could maybe experiment a little bit more boldly, and I would be really curious to see what would come out of that. All right, here I am being like I know things. I should be a sommelier of scent. Is that even a thing? Lavender and Vanilla from Goose Creek. This is a beautiful lavender and vanilla scent. I mean, I really like it. This is a great bedroom scent. It's a very nice, relaxing scent if you need it, or a spa scent. There's not much to it. It's just that like herbal lavender and vanilla to mellow it. And it's nice. It's a simple scent. It performs really well. I really like it. I have another bar or two of it. But in terms of like groundbreaking uniqueness, it's just a nice scent. All right. We interrupted this commercial break to say that I got through an Appleberry hand soap from Scentsy. I love this scent. I wish they had put this in a wax bar. They just put it in like other forms and not a wax bar, and I was kind of annoyed with that because I feel like this would be a wax bar that I would actually put in my club, but what can you do, right? All right, let's move on. I think that's all of it. Oh, there's Destination Wax. I did get through Daisy. This is a sweet, fresh floral with a light hint of musk. That is what it is. You get the fresh floral. This performed really well. It lasted throughout the day. It didn't lose steam. And it was a very consistent scent delivery. Like, the blend didn't fizzle or change or shift into something it wasn't. And it's beautiful. And this was actually poured like 2 years ago. So, like, clearly it's cured if it had even needed to be cured. And it hasn't lost any power. So, I will say of them, because I don't remember if they're a soy blend or not or what, but these hold their and retain their scent so over time. So I'm very impressed with this vendor, Destination Wax. If you get a chance and you've not ventured out of like the commercial wax land, this would be one that I would really consider starting with. It does tend to perform pretty consistently, and they work pretty well in just my standard Scentsy warmers, like 25 watts. So there you go. That's that one. Then I did a couple from this one random brand. We're not going to talk about them. I had a bunch of samples. And honestly, I was not impressed. So these are just, we're not going to even worry about those. I do have some full-size bars from them, though. So I will hopefully, when I do those, have better results. On to the Scentsy stuff. I think that's all that's left. So went through a bar of Inhale Exhale. This is a January scent of the month a couple Januaries ago. This is a scent monster. It's transformative. It starts one way, it changes to other. You get a woody tone, you get a fresh tone. There's a little bit of a laundry. There's a little bit of a, I guess, almost citrus tone or whatever. There's just all sorts of things going on there. It's like the kitchen sink was thrown into this bar, and it kind of shows. I really like this bar. It's currently still in my club. I do have a stockpile of it, and the more I'm warming it, as much as I like it, I'm not sure I love it enough to keep it in my club. So it's there for now because I don't want to make any like rash decisions, but this may be one that finally gets pulled out of my club because one, I have a lot of it, and two, I don't feel like it holds the same gravity as it did when I first loved it. So that's okay. Scents change. Our love of scents change. Got through a bar of Pina Colada Cha-Cha. And this is beautiful. This is a lovely, like, pina colada, white rum, you know, coconut. Like, this is the quintessential pina colada scent. I like this one more than any of the other brands' pina coladas that I've tried to this day. It's a great performer. That's all I can say about it. It's great. I like it. Got through a bar of pineapple sorbet. I was, like, on a pineapple kick for a week. And this is nice. It's a nice pineapple scent. I like the pineapple sorbet versus like pineapple pucker. It's a little less pungent because you have the sweetness of the sorbet sort of tones in it. I don't need pineapple in my life all the time, but when I do want just straight up pineapple, this is certainly one of those contenders where I'm like, all right, this is a good option. Speaking of pineapples, pineapple mango. I was telling you I was on a pineapple kick. This was a new release, I think. This is an interesting scent. So it's very nice pineapple and very nice mango on the onset. And as it futzes over through the day or like mellows out through the day, it transforms into something where I'm just like, I need to take this out of my warmer. And it's unfortunate, but sometimes you get a bar or a wax that you really love for warming in the onset. And then you're just like, okay, I'm done with this scent. Or as it's kind of like fading away, you go, blech. This one does that for me. Like, I love it for the first 2, 3, 4 hours, and then I'm just like, please get this out of my warmers. Something about how the scents kind of like dissipate over time just doesn't work for me. So other than that, it's a great scent and does perform well. Got through a bar of Grapefruit Sunshine. I think I picked this up during one of the flash sales where they're doing like a 10 bar or whatever shenanigans. That's what this is. This is a nice warm, like pinkish grapefruit scent, and nothing more. It's soft, like medium soft. Didn't really have staying power throughout the whole day. Wasn't really mad about that. I'm not a huge grapefruit person anyways, but it was nice. It was nice. I enjoyed it. I don't need any more of it. I think I actually have one more bar of it. Got through a bar of Sun-Ripened Berry. This was released this year. I love this scent. This is a beautiful berry, like there's a tartness, there's a warmth from the sun-ripened note. This is not like just a straight up tart berry or just straight up berries scent. It's definitely a red berry blend, so it's not like blueberry or boysenberry or blackberry or all like the dark ones. This is very much red berry. It's quite nice. It's probably going to come out of my club because as much as I enjoy it, it just doesn't, as Marie Kondo would say, chew, or whatever she does, achoo, sneeze. It doesn't spark that joy. And I think having had a club for a long time now and smelling in ungodly amounts of wax, you just start realizing, okay, what really is club worthy versus what you think is club worthy or thought was club worthy. And this one, again, is really nice, but I won't be like heartbroken if I don't have it anymore. This one, however, will stay in my club. This is Business Casual. I adore this scent. This is an older bar of it, and it still performed well. This is like a delightful cologne scent. This is one of those scents where you know that this is club worthy when you go in the room and you just go out of your way to like hyperventilate to smell it more. I want this in a cologne. There's so many like masculine scents that Scentsy does so well that I just want in little cologne spritzers or whatever, and they still haven't granted me my wish, but oh, this is so good. This is a very nice, clean cut, like businessman, basically, white collar cologne scent, hint of like a bergamot undertone. Not overly woodsy, more of like a fresh cologne. Very good. All right, got through a bar of Thunderstorm. I love this one. This bar is very oily, so I have to be careful so I don't spill like the oils all over it. This is what happens when you get older bars or they get a little juicy over time. It does not affect performance. But just be mindful if you are near things that are like white or whatever color, you don't, you know, stain it with, you know, blue goop, blue coloring. You can get some of that out, obviously, with laundry and whatever else, but save yourself the hassle. Anyways, Thunderstorm is a beautiful floral, slightly spicy scent. Very fresh. It does remind me of like right before a thunderstorm or right after. Great performer in my club. Will stay there. Another one that's in my club that I love, that I'm glad that came back for Bring Back My Bar, Summer Rain. This is like blue cyclamen and petals and rain and dewy whatever nonsense. This is one of the scents that I've smelled a lot of rainy day or rain scents. This is probably the closest one I've found that really feels like a fresh rainy day, like a summer rainy day. It's not heavy, it's not spicy, it's not trying to be something it's not trying to be like ocean sea salt nonsense. This really works and really fits the name well. And yeah, it will definitely stay in my club. All right, we got through Bar of Welcome Summer. This is an older summer scent. I think this came out with the Summer Nights warmer, the little like starry warmer. That was like blue and like whatever. Anyways, beautiful, strong scent. This is a combo scent of sorts. Oh, this one's juicy too. I really need to stop doing that. Anyways, I should learn my lesson and put like a napkin down so I don't get like scent wax all over the place. But rose scent in this, but I actually enjoy it. Very like floral, very interesting. There's like an undertone wood note that's kind of like not burnt, and not earthen, but like there's a weird sort of like, this is gonna sound strange, but almost like a pine coney note that kind of like creeps up here and there as it's warming. It doesn't stay all the time, but it's like it kind of mutes the otherwise like just scent monster that this scent is. And it is a scent monster. Like, holy bananas, this could stink you out of the house. I remember when I got the scent of the month for these ones, it was so strong. It was like through the Mylar or the whatever like packaging, through the box. Like it was just like, oh my God, what is that scent? Like I didn't even have to open it to smell it. That's how strong it was. And honestly, if you're gonna be paying for a premium wax product, I kind of want to have that strength level. Not necessarily in every bar, but like I want to get what I'm paying for. And that scent more than paid for itself, like 10 times over in strength. I feel like a lot of people are like, holy bananas, this is like intense. And I was living it. All right, next we have My Dear Watson. This is also kind of juicy. This is like another masculine cologne scent, but this is more mint based. And it is not as strong as some of the other ones. It's actually, I feel like, softer than Business Casual. It's softer than a lot of our cologne scents. It's nice. It's just not a huge, heavy performer, and it is leaking. Oh, that's cute. But it's in my club. I think I'm going to pull it out, though. I feel like I have other cologne scents that I like better, that are better performers than it. But it is a beautiful scent, and I do like that it has a minty tone to it. All right. Next, we have Phineas and Ferb Best Day Ever. This is a fresh, fruity scent. More in the fresh. This gives me that dewy, aquatic spa vibe that we try to find in a lot of scents. My big thing is I'm trying to figure out how many of these dewy, aquatic spa scents I have and how many of them are very similar to one another, and kind of pare down my assortment of them based on it, because, you know, it's like you have one, you don't need like 17 of them. I do love this. It's a great performer. It lasts all day. It's a very strong Disney bar in that sense. I do kind of wish they would bring it back at some point, but they do, like I said, they do have a lot of similar scents. I mean, it's not quite as fruity. It's fresh, but something like the You're the One, of the blue one from the Valentine's collection this year, that was a similar sort of aquatic spa sort of vibe. We've had other ones similar as well. So just be mindful, like if one of your scents does discontinue, it does suck. I get it, especially if it's a very unique scent. But a vast majority of the other ones, you can generally find similar scents. They won't be the same, but if you're looking for something like, in this case, like the dewy aquatic spa sort of vibe, there are so many other ones that kind of elicit that you may be able to at least find one, or find one that you can blend with another scent to get what you're looking for. So just keep that in mind. Blah, 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 blah. Got through a bar of pink tulips. This was a soft floral tulip scent. On the sweeter note, I almost feel like there's a hint of a berry in here, but it's a fresh floral. Didn't really wow me. It was nice, but kind of forgettable. I have the florals that I really love, and that just didn't really hold a candle to a lot of them. But it was a nice scent. Lion King Circle of Life. This one I love. This reminds me of the Lay It On Thick Blue, whatever, Shea Butter collection from Bath & Body Works. This is just a cozy, like, vanilla sandalwood, yummy, almost body care line, like, scent. And I adore it. And it's a long-lasting performer, but it's not so strong that you feel like, ah, because sometimes that can happen. Next, we have Lotus Cove. This is a scent that I really wish would come back for Bring Back My Bar. There's like a soapy note to this. There's a floral note. There's like a sea salty effervescence. It's a great scent. It's a great fresh scent. I don't know what else to say about it. I mean, I would like it to come back. I realize that now, like, if it doesn't come back, I won't be, like, super miffed ever, but it would be one that I would I would be very happy to see come back, and then I would put it in my club. But I won't, like, lose sleep over it. Next, we have Satin Sheets. This is a vanilla sandalwood scent. And I have a love-hate relationship with this scent. When I first smelled it, I was, like, in adoration of it. Then I smelled it a few more times, and I was like, something weird about it. And then I smelled it again, and I'm like, I like it, but this is a scent where I want to like it more than I do at this point. And I think it's also because there's so many other scents that now fit the sandalwood or like cologne or masculine or woodsy tone that I like more. This one is kind of getting buried under the sheets, so to say. It's a nice scent, but it's vanilla and sandalwood. It's a very simple scent, and there's nothing wrong with that by any means. Sometimes you just want that, but I don't know. It's kind of like inhale, exhale for me. It's like I love both of these scents, and there was a point where I was like die hard in love with both of them. And now I'm just kind of like, I really enjoy them, but I don't necessarily feel strongly one way or the other about not having them. So that is Satin Sheets, and that's okay. Like I said, that is okay. I'm not going to open this because it's super juicy, but this is Aladdin One Jump Ahead. This is basically like a mellow version of Johnny Appleseed. And it's all right. It doesn't really like check any boxes. Again, like it's a nice scent. It's great. I'm not upset that I don't have this in my club. Is what it is. I did get through 2 bars though of Aladdin's Friend Like Me. And I will say, out of the old 5-bar collection that I do wish they'd bring back just to put in your club or something, like to have like a limited time, like Disney, all the bars come back for like a month and you can put whatever ones you want in your club. That would just be so cool. Anyways, I like this one out of the 5-bar Aladdin collection the best. I think it is not necessarily the strongest out of all of them, but the most consistent, and it's a cologne scent. Go figure, I love that one the most. But it works really well. It's not overly heavy, but it's there. And it performed well. Like some of the other ones kind of like were okay in performance. This one performed consistently through the day. Like through like breezes and cooking smells and all other stuff. It persevered just fine and kept going even like when I was ready to turn off my warmers. So, I really like this one, and if the Aladdin 5-bar collection ever came back, this would be the one that would go in my club. And if I ever feel the urge to get more, I might get a couple more if I can find them on like eBay black market, if you will. But that's all I gotta say on those. Also from the Aladdin collection, we'll just do them since we're on it. Prince Ali, this is like an orange, woodsy, musky scent. It's like a citrus cologne. It's not bad. It's not, it smelled better in the bar than it did when I warmed it. Like, it was like, ooh, I really like this. And then I warmed it and I was like, okay. Like, I didn't hate it, but I wouldn't like run out of my way to get it. A Whole New World. Not a fan of this one. It's like a pond water floral, and that's how I would describe it. There's like a weird, like, bathroomy note to this. Like, not quite toilet bowl water, and I don't mean like dirty toilet water, but like that weird sort of aquatic vibe with like a floral that just kind of throws an off tone. That's kind of what I got from it. I was like, that's not a whole new world I want to go to. Like, I'm good with my world. It has its own like fragrant issues, but like, no, we're good. Coconut Palm I warmed through. I think this is actually coming back in the January Bring Back My Bar next year. I like this scent. I don't love it. And like, it starts out and you do get like that palm frond. It's not like heavy coconut, but it is coconut based. And it's a little bit soapy. There is kind of like a dewy quality to it. But it's so flat of a like fragrance. It's just, it's a fresh scent, but I don't know what it is. I just felt like it was a little too flat for me. I wanted something more multi-dimensional, or I guess I didn't get what I was looking for. It almost was kind of like cooking oil and coconut and green a little bit. It was all right. It performed throughout the day consistently. It was a medium soft performer, but I was like, over it by midway through the day. Next we have Experiment 624. This is the Angel Bar. This is like a berries and cream sort of scent. And it has like more of a musky undertone, kind of like Vanilla Blackberry did. Kind of like Blueberry Rush does. Scents like that. So I really enjoy that. This is in my club right now. It may not be soon. I like it again, but it's like I have to pick and choose at this point what I'm kind of really loving versus like, oh, I like this scent. And while I enjoy it, I wouldn't say that this holds a candle to some of my ride or die scents. So it's kind of like, okay, let's pair out the ones that aren't part of that collection. Great scent though. And it consistently performs through the day. Next, we have Route 66. This is like the spring-summer version of Rustic Lodge. It's a very like up in the woodsy wilderness near the crystalline lake. It's not super like green tree piney or anything like that. But it's like the meadows, a little bit soapy, masculine cologne vibes. And fresh. And it's beautiful. I love it enough to have it in my club right now. But again, this might be one that down the road gets the chopping block. Not because it's not a great scent, but because, again, it competes with some other ones in that category. One that is a ride or die, though, is Summer Holiday. Oh my god, this will always be in my club. If I could only pick a few fragrances from Scentsy to have, or fragrances to fragrance my house with for like the rest of time, this would be on that list. I can literally just sit there and huff this all day long and not get sick of it. It is such a beautiful scent. It's very complex, in my opinion. It has a bunch of different facets and scent notes. Very romantic. But it's not heavy. Oh my goodness, this is so good. It's like, I love it in all the forms and then some. So this is what I'm talking about. These are the things that you need. This is the type of thing that needs to be club worthy. And then other things can be like, well, that was nice, but... And then goodbye. All right, moving on. We've got Hey Tiger Lily. This is a scent that was released this year. This is a nice floral, a little bit soapy because of the lily note. I like it. I don't really love it. It performs well. It's like a medium strong scent, but if you don't like a soapy floral, this is not a scent for you. I wanted to like this because we used to have a lot of tiger lilies in my grandmother's yard growing up, and so there's like a kick of nostalgia from what this is. but it didn't come across in the same way that like the fresh lilies growing in the yard or swaying in the breeze kind of elicited. So it is a nice scent. It is just not for me. Apple butter frosting. This is another great scent. I don't think we have this anymore. But this is beautiful. It is, you get like a little bit of the cinnamon in there, so it's like, oh, it's not the best. But it isn't, it's apple butter and then like a frosting sweetness. So it's not as heavy as some of the apple and spice scents. And sometimes you want that sweetness without having to mix a bunch of scents together. So this one I think is in my club right now. Don't quote me on that. It may get the axe as well, but again, it will be like when I go through my apple spice scents or whatever, does this one make the cut over, say, a different one? But it is a beautiful scent. It's a great performer. It's very cozy. It's like a year-round kind of cozy scent that I think doesn't necessarily have to be fall, winter specific. Next, I got through a bar of Now and Zen. This is fresh. There's a grapefruit note to this, I think. There's, it's like a hint of bitterness on the undertone of it, but it is a nice, clean, fresh scent. A little bit on the masculine side, but not heavily so. It's more unisex. I like this scent. I keep going back and forth as to whether or not I love it. It kept coming in and out of my club for a while, and it's in there right now, but this may finally get like pulled out finally and just stay pulled out of my club. It's a great scent, but there are so many great scents. You can only pick so many. French Kiss. This is a fig-based, like, romantic scent. This is more of a powdery, I guess that's not the right word, musky sort of scent. It has like that sort of like soapy, powdery undertone, but it's not powdery and it's not really soapy. It's like that earthen like undertone. Kind of think of like Ozium, like that air cleaner sort of undertone to it. Muskiness, I guess. Mustiness? One of the two. Musky. It's a nice romantic scent. I like it. I actually like it more when I warm it than when I just smell it in the bar. It's one of the ones that I think is going to be pulled out of my club because I have other ones like Midnight Fig, which I adore. And again, it's just like pick and choose your romantic and your woodsy and your fig scents or whatever. Unless that's all you like. Maybe you only like fig scents. So then by all means, take all the fig scents. But it's nice. I like the concept and the name, and it's cutesy, but I don't think that's enough really alone to keep it in my club. All right, next we have I already talked about this one. That was like citrus cologne, blah. Maui Mist. This is from a Bring Back My Bar, 2 Bring Back My Bars ago. This reminds me of my best friend's mom smokes, and she used to smoke in her Jeep, and I remember, but she always used like this vanilla like air freshener spray thing that to like help mask the scent. That's kind of the memory I get out of this. I know that this is a scent with a bunch of other things and it's not supposed to smell like that, but I get that sort of smoky, cigarette lingering aura with a little bit of like mustiness, and then there's like that vanilla tone to it. Straight up, it just reminds me of my friend's house when we go visit him growing up, and like mom was home doing her thing, or like if she drive us around in her Jeep. Oh my god. So this one is there not because I'm inherently like a diehard fan of this scent, but it is in my club because it evokes such a powerful memory. I enjoy that from time to time when I'm like having a nostalgic moment and just want to kind of reflect. It's very powerful how some scents can kind of bring you back to those times and places. We're almost done. We have like 6 more. I'm Snow Over It. This is a scent. It's like berries and pine and whispering sage and some other shenanigans. This is kind of like a fruity fresh variant on like the tree icy scents. It's beautiful. I liked it. I realized after warming it a couple more times that I just like it. I don't love it, so it is no longer in my club. But it was a fun scent to warm. Next, we have Woolly Slippers. Oh, look at all this like wax au jus oil all over me. This is cute. My pants are gonna smell like all sorts of Scentsy bars now. Woolly Slippers. Smack me in the face. This is a very cozy scent. It gives me almost little, like, as I'm smelling it in here, it kind of gives me like cream of wheat or oatmeal vibes, but in a cozy way. It's not a bad thing, but it gives me like that dry pantry grains sort of smell a little bit more so than it does like slippers, which I guess might be a good thing. It's a very cozy scent. I like it. I don't necessarily love it, but it was a fun warm. Then Toasty Cabin. This one I really liked. This is more woodsy. There is a warmth to it, a little bit of an undertone of smoky hint in there, but not like in any sense of the word heavy or like strong or anything like that. And there's like a fresh overtone to it as well. But it's like that I went to a fresh wood cabin, log cabin in the woods vibe in the forest, and I'm just enjoying the coziness of it all. It works. I really like that. That was an interesting collection. I'm glad I ended up finding a collection set of it. And then I got through 4 out of the 5 Island Days collection. My least favorite, Sunshine and Tan line, surprisingly. It's coconut banana, and it gives me like this weird, it's not quite tanning lotion scent, and it's not really just kind of like a coconut banana smoothie whatever thing. It's like tanning oil meets tanning lotion meets poolside, and it's just doesn't do it for me. Like, I like the concept. I don't think the execution for me was quite there, but it does perform well. What didn't perform as well as I expected was Star Apple and Freesia. This one I expected to be very strong, and it was not in the least bit strong. It was very medium, if not medium soft, and by midday, it was like, where is the scent? Which seems very strange for an apple and Freesia scent of all things. I also didn't get much apple in warming. I got a lot more of the Freesia note. And it was like a sweet floral. And I don't know. It just didn't do anything for me. I was like, meh. This one was a great performer, Tiara and Coconut. It smelled exactly like what I expected it to smell like. I'm actually like on the fence as to whether or not I want to put this in my club, because it's a great performer, and I do like the scent profile. I don't think it's like a love scent profile, but they did make a very good variant of this kind of scent. And I talked about in the Island Days video, like how it's very similar to some other scents that I've smelled in other brands. I like this one better than all the other ones that I've smelled though. And it's not because it's Scentsy. It's like the blend of the scent is more balanced and not so pungent and stinging on the nose. So I don't know if it'll go in my club, but kudos to Scentsy. And then I'm warming this today, ironically, but I figured I'd talk about it. Salted Bergamot Breeze. And this is what I thought it is. This is basically like a variation on the Stitch Experiment 62467, whatever. The blue Stitch scent. This is basically a variation on it. So if you missed Stitch's scent or want to try one that's similar in vein, try this one, because they're very close. Like, I still think I like the Stitch one a little bit more, but they're so close to one another. And I guess the added bonus is that if we, for whatever reason, ever lose our Disney licensing, this will still be here. The Stitch one won't. So there is that. So maybe you get that as like a contingency plan in your club. And that is all of these. Now I get to go input them into my little like scent list spreadsheet with all of my feedback and notes for my records. But hopefully this was fun and helpful. Hopefully you got some interesting tidbits out of this. Have you smelled any of these? Do you like any of these? Do you hate any of these? Let me know. Thank you for tuning in for this madness as usual. If you are new here, consider subscribing, and I will see you guys in our next video. Take care. Bye.